Two winners and two losers, or two winners, three.
Welcome to the $25,000 added Ohio Open. It is the third day of the fourth U.S. Pro Billiard Series event, sponsored and presented by CueSports International and Predator. 60 players for this event, being held in conjunction with the CueSports International League Ohio State Championships, featuring the BCA and the USA Pool Leagues. We are at the Roberts Center in Wilmington, Ohio. The game is 10 ball, 2 races to 4, with a spot shot shootout if each player wins one set. This is George Teacha in the booth with Jeremy Jones, bringing you a live action from Wilmington. Justin Martin and Kang Lee in this, I think it's second round losers, one lost side, excuse me. Third round.
Yeah, Justin Martin to break here from Wilmington, North Carolina.
They need this match and another one to get to the final 16.
Yeah, that'll wrap up tonight, and we'll carry our final 16 into the final day tomorrow, and eventually crown a winner tomorrow evening. Justin, who's been a really good player for a while, you know, at a young age, he was a guy looked at Carolinas as the guy to come up and be the next great player from the Carolinas, and they have produced quite a few through the years. None more famous than Earl Strickland.
Earl the Pearl.
Yeah, Earl, born and raised the early part of his life in North Carolina and then moved to the Houston area. But as he'll tell you, he's from the tobacco fields of North Carolina.
Oh, okay. Well, Justin's a 22-year-old, 729 Fargo, as you said. Interesting thing is he ranks 21st on the tournament ranking points, where Kang Lee here ranks 16. So they're pretty close, and this match could be very important for them to get into the world 10-ball.
And Justin is a guy I was around a bit there for a year or so, 2 years maybe, just around him a lot, just by chance, some pool tournaments and whatnot. And I didn't see him for a little bit, and then kind of changed his style a little bit, his stance a little bit on his stroke. I don't know how you'd label it, maybe a little more structured, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Nice
I think we talked about it one time, and I mentioned, or we got almost a kind of robotic almost.
A little bit, but very conscious.
Very conscious, yeah.
Change, it seems like. So now with this 3-ball hanging, very easy decision to jump at this 1 ball. Now, Kang from, I believe, the New York area.
Yeah, he's Bayside.
Yeah, and he's started out as a 3-cushion player.
Exactly, yeah.
And I think he still plays quite a bit 3-cushion, but
I don't think you ever give that up.
No.
But you're right.
Trying to make a big change into the rotation world.
Yeah, he looks awfully young, but he's 30 years old. Plays with the Sang Lee Predator. Has the air rush for a jump, and he just used, and also the BK rush for a break cue. He lost to Sharik Sayed, but defeated Abdul Al-Shamari and Daniel Fisher. So this is his 4th match. As is Justin. Justin defeated Dennis Grabe, Adam Cisneros, and I did not. And he lost to Mike Badstubner.
Oh, nice shot there, pretty natural. Maybe would have wanted a few more inches out of the cue ball. Now the 7, I don't think passes the 10. So not only important to get on the 6 to get on the 7, unless he's going to play a 7-10 combo to end the game, but even more so maybe to get back up on the 8 ball. So still a lot of work left.
So watching him practice, he has a very deliberate, slow backswing with a good pause at the end. Then he comes through pretty smooth. He seems to be very comfortable rolling balls in. Like right here, I think he might just roll it up, roll it in, and get on the 7 for the right-hand side in the corner.
Yeah, and he really needs to roll forward. That way he can, like I said earlier, come back for the 8.
Well, watch this pause on this backswing. Nice, slow. There's the pause, and there's the swing. He kind of over-amped it a little bit, but it was hard not to there.
Yeah, and I think
it was hard to hold.
I think he's good. He felt just short enough to where he's not flirting with the side pocket, I don't think, anyways. And that's where the change in his stroke kind of is to me, is very deliberate backswing, very slow, kind of controlled backswing, which almost always comes with a pause, like a John Mora or a Chris Melling. The reason that is really not, the pause is almost gonna always be there with that kind of backswing, because when you go uber slow, it's really not much to rhythm forward off of. So almost like a quick backswing to save, you add the pause to kind of like create a good rhythm, I guess, coming forward. A nice shot there. Some people developed a slow backswing, very deliberate like that, because they're trying to really correct a problem with what might be a fast backswing. So making a nice out here, though. And Justin's been at pretty much every event that I've seen
since
around.
Tucson. Yeah.
Yeah, well, not only every one of these, but other events as well.
Well, he told me he's playing pool full time and he's looking to make a living at it. So asked him what he did for a living. He says, "You're looking at it." So those changes you mentioned in his pool game and his stroke, getting in shape, things of this nature, all have to do with being a better player.
Yeah, he's been working hard at it, that's for sure. Like I said, he's been at pretty much every event that I've seen. I'm guessing he's probably 23 now.
He's 22.
22, okay. I was around him a bit when he was 17 and 18. And I was actually looking forward to seeing what this young man was going to do once he decided to start playing all the big events.
Well, he didn't place in Michigan. He was 33 out of, was it 33 through
48th, I guess.
To 48th, yeah. Out of, I think they had 57 players in Michigan. Well, I can tell you. They had 51 players in Michigan. Yep.
Some outer matches. Shari Syed playing Tony Robles. Both of them played really well yesterday, trying to get into that final 16 right here in this match, in this round. Demetrius Gelatis playing Ruslan Chenahov. Whoever advances there will have to win another round to get into the final 16. I'm not sure the man that Yap's playing is in the same position. Okay, a little off, broke from his right, hit the left side of the one. That offers a dry break as much as anything does. And now attempting kiss shot on the 10 for Kang Lee. It's quite a bit a ways away from the pocket. I'm not so sure he has a pocket for the 1 ball. And he has to draw off the 1 to give the 10 ball any kind of chance. He's called the 1 or the 10. I'm not sure which.
Yeah, Kang placed 9th through 16th in Michigan. So he got to the final 16. I believe he did pretty good in Arizona. I remember he stood out a little bit. We were surprised or I was a little surprised as to how he finished or played, one or the other. Let me look that up.
Well, he pocketed the 8 there, so Justin Martin had the choice. Did go for the 10 ball. And very impressive with Lee. As far as, you know, he hasn't been around the game of rotation super long.
Mm-hmm.
But when I first was around him, I didn't know who he was. And as well as he struck the ball, which I guess, you know, being a great free cushion player, no matter what cue sport it is, you can tell when they hit the ball well. And I was thinking he may have been a player from overseas coming from China or Taiwan, maybe Chinese Taipei, just as well as he hit the ball. So come to find out, he's an American from the New York area, really trying to make his name in a little rotation. Pretty solid hit there. He's going to give up a shot on the 1, though.
Well, I thought I met him in Tucson, Jeremy, and
he was there.
He was there, and I don't see him on the players list. I'm sitting there looking it over, trying to see how he finished there.
And he was definitely there.
He was not in the final 16. I can tell you that. I thought we had him on the stream.
Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah, we did. He played Tyler Steyer, and Tyler beat him 4-0, 4-0.
All right, got a little thin maybe coming to this. Not saying it's a tough thin, but cue ball might be going into the 4. If he can beat going into the 4, pretty easy to hit the gap on the 6-7 to shoot the 3.
Justin plays with a Predator P3. Had several state championships in North and South Carolina. 22-year-old. Started playing when he was 13.
Well, at 17 and 18, he played awfully well. I'll tell you that.
It caught your eye.
Oh, yeah, for sure. First time maybe Raleigh, North Carolina, I think, maybe. Big shot here.
And Kang Lee definitely was in Vegas. Did not make the final 32.
I'm surprised he's drawing this ball. Brings the 6 into play, I think. Now Lee, who very fluid stroke.
Pretty steady over the ball.
No, real steady. A lot more of what I would say like the Chinese Taipei players' technique, a little bit more, which I prefer myself.
He's got a coach with him, and I know they traveled Tucson and here in Vegas. They were together. But yesterday I watched him in a shootout against Shark, and him and Shark both shot the spot shot the best we've seen him shoot. They went deep into the sudden death, and he was real steady and shoots the ball real good. The one time he did miss, there was a little movement, so it was nerves more than anything that got him in that. But he came right back with a solid shot, because they both missed one, I believe. And one of them missed 2. Well, Kang missed 2 since Shark won the shootout.
Okay, looks like pretty much stop your ball here, maybe pinch it a little bit, but not a whole lot.
Nice quiet stroke.
And you'll see the difference, right? Like watch when he takes the cue back. It's very relaxed, but it's not slow. It's not fast. Right. It's just very relaxed, and that's why you see no pause. Because when you come back relaxed, that really promotes good timing to flow forward of, like throwing a ball, for instance.
Well, he's got this 10 ball to tie it up, and we'll go to a break right after this 10 ball and be right back. And we are back to the Roberts Center in Wilmington, Ohio, where Kang Lee is tied 1 apiece in a race to 4 with Justin Martin, about to break the balls in 10 ball. 10 ball does count on the break. Early combos will win you a game. 10 ball must be called, and the cue ball flew right in the side pocket. So Justin's going to come back with ball in hand.
A small man created a lot of power into the rack right there, though. So wasn't far from a really good hit on the one. Good timing on the break, I thought. Just a little miss hit on the one, right? Created that scratch. Well, if the 3 goes easily in the side, not too difficult of a rack here, George.
No, you're right. That 6 ball goes by the 9.
Looks like it.
Looks like it does. It's tight, but it looks like it does. If you just trust that it'll go by, you just shoot it right by there.
Setting up really thin on the 1, just so he can have the cue ball escape 2 rails for the 2 in the same pocket.
We are on a 30-second shot clock, and there is a 30-second extension. That shot only took him about 3 seconds to execute. Once he decided what he wanted to do.
Well, good thing the 3 is very accessible, because he fell pretty straight on this 2. Not sure how much he can really cheat it to get a little closer to the 3.
It looks like he can use the 2 rails to go right at it. His left-hander going right-handed.
Well, he's got to shoot. Doesn't want to have to take an
Oh, he's going to settle for this shot. This is tough.
Yeah, and I thought he was a little straight, so good thing for him. It's just about how he wants to make the ball, meaning should be just a level stroke, but doesn't have to do much with the cue ball with the 5 over the upper right-hand corner pocket. I tend to miss this more when I baby it. Go ahead and don't fire up a nice go. Go ahead and shoot it a little bit.
All those little cuts, I agree. Those little cuts like that, you tend to undercut them.
Yeah, they drag.
They drag a little bit.
Object ball drags with the cue ball a little. Now the 8 is near the 6, so no reason to get any kind of thin on the 6 at all. Stay nice and heavy.
Looking
That's
good
perfect,
there.
Right?
Oh, yeah, he's just going to pocket this ball, get off the rail just a little, and take the A ball to the opposite corner. Looking good here on this Predator table. Needs these 4 balls. We're down to 3 now, and I would say once he pockets this 8 ball, that 9 ball is just routine, and the 10 ball, like you like to say, accessible by the side pocket. He's got to stretch a little bit here. Might have done well to come away from the rail a little more.
Oh, he's young.
Yeah, he can
handle it. No aches or pains there.
22. You remember those years, Jeremy?
Yeah, I think so, a little bit. Not all of it, George, but yeah, here and there. And now 2-1.
John Lehman, our head referee and tournament director. Both players helping him rack the balls there, get the balls out there, rack it faster, move things along a little faster. I think what takes the longest is the racking. Go look at Kang. He plays with the Predator. He actually he plays with the Sang Lee Predator, actually. So both players playing with Predator cues. Justin to break the balls here. Well, his break cue doesn't seem to be carbon fiber. Already in his hand, ready to break. John gives him the go-ahead, and here we go. Game number 4, leading 2-1.
Well, he's changing break spots, and I'll tell you, he hit him pretty well last time, just a little off, and
Justin is a 729 Fargo. Kang Lee is 711.
yeah, again, this table's been difficult.
Today.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
It's a little humid outside, folks. It looks like they're going to get rain tomorrow, and
Kang, if he looks at this shot, you don't have to come back to straight in. You really don't want to come back to straight in. Makes the draw stroke here on the one a little easier. Yeah, you'd break the pool world, or the pool room at least, betting he's 30 years old, right?
oh, sure would. In fact, I was kidding with him. I interviewed him in Tucson. I just forgot his age, so I asked him, I said, what are you, 22 or 23? He says, I'm 30.
Yeah.
I said, whoops.
Yeah, he actually hit this too well, and maybe, has to work a little more. He's got a rail first on the 3 he can play, maybe between the 8 and 9. Maybe the rail first is the shot, though, on the 3. That really comes around for the 4 a little easier. So just pull it back a couple inches.
Yeah.
He just kind of stopped it. I think it's okay, though.
He's fine to go rail first if he can't get by the 9.
Yeah, I think a rail first a better shot.
Better shot anyway, yeah, it goes right around.
And here, depending on, I would kill it with a hair of inside and just come one rail outside the 4. I wouldn't flirt with the 10 at all. I don't want to get jacked up. He put outside, so he's going to have the 10 he messes with. Good thing he went by it. But say he bumps it and lays on the rail, the 4
tough.
to the 5 could get a little tougher. So, but that rail first with inside where you just creep past the 4 a little bit, it's actually a little overlooked at times. I didn't really even know the shot for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I would always swing those extra rails with the outside English off the rail first. So.
I like to do that too, but when you're coming thin off that, it seems to really run fast, so you're better off going those 2 rails than trying to hold it.
Yeah, it's a touchier shot.
It's a touchier shot.
Yeah. But sometimes there wasn't so much danger. There was only the 10.
Mm-hmm.
Very difficult to get snookered, But when you have more than, multiple balls in an area, if you can stay away from them, sometimes that's the best shot. But
oh, sure.
Kang opened with a really nice 1 ball here in the 4th game, and looks like he should get out to tie this match. Perfect there to just pinch it above the 9.
Same little shot coming back a little bit for the 8. Looking pretty good. I was trying to see what his Fargo was when he was in Tucson, and that's why I was looking at the players list, because it's on there automatically. Because I think his Fargo's gone up since Tucson.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. He's played a lot of events.
Might as well just go ahead and shoot this in the corner, right, Jeremy?
Little preference. This one's right on the border of, you can move the rock pretty easy into position. So if you did want to take in the side, that's fine. It's kind of a little preference. Of course, if somebody that shoots it in the side knows, hey, they got to work the rock into position, but a lot of people would take it in the corner. That way you just don't have much movement on the cue ball.
And we're back with Kang, or Kenny. He has Kenny on his case. Kang Lee.
I liked his last break, just a little off on the hit on the one. I thought the technique was good.
Mm-hmm.
A little off on the one again, and
well, that cue ball went dangerously close to both side pockets.
yeah, and ooh, where do you roll out to here? If you have to, you may kick behind this. Not choosing to roll out.
If he can see the top side of the 3, I would try to go 3 rails right behind that 4. Little billiard shot. I'm sure Kang Lee would do that.
Say it again.
To go 3 rails right behind that 4 ball in the upper right-hand corner.
Oh, you mean clipping the one?
Clipping the one. If
yeah.
he, I said if he
I think he
can.
I think he's snookered. Yeah, watch out, cue ball.
Oh, he kicked over.
Watch out, cue ball.
Yeah,
that just comes with experience. It's amazing how much it tracks towards the corner. You just got to kind of float it a little bit, you know.
I like the idea of getting back there with a kick too, but I kind of like the 3 cushion shot.
Oh, I think if he could see it, he would have definitely shot that.
Okay.
I just don't think he could see it. That's all.
That's probably true.
Like cutting or banking, as well as these guys kick, if they can see it, they're going to try and create hitting the ball first, just because they're going to be more accurate that way, more consistent. He's
Good look at Justin.
Slide over for the side pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Not a whole lot to worry about. Like I said, if you really, and this is something I just really started doing the last part of my career, I guess. So it's been a few years, but you really start to look at balls ahead of you. You realize not to panic too much on the ones in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the 4's not tough at all, right? So coming across, like in my opinion, I didn't see any reason to ever burn your extension in this position here.
Right.
You know, you just slide over for the 3 in the corner. I mean, 3 in the side. Yeah, the 4's easy. The center of the table's very open, so getting to the 5's not hard. I would much rather have had my extension come later. Maybe I have to work a little more on the 6 to the 7 or the 5 to the 6.
Yeah, this lays out pretty good.
No, he's pretty nice. Just got to go 1 rail at the 7-ish, but just, you know, don't hit it hard enough to get behind that 7.
Just above it would be perfect.
Yeah, maybe a half a tip of left English just to straighten the ball out. So we'll see. The shot, to me, doesn't agree with up and down. It's right on the border of, man, it's a little much to roll, but I think that's the way to go with the shot.
I like rolling this with just a little bit of left, just a half a tip of left. Just to go up towards the 7, but stay on the left side of it so you don't get behind it. You missed the ball.
He's overcut it, yeah. Now this one is different. This may look a little more like it wants to go up and down the table easily, so I think that's the route to go.
Good look at that overcut by Kang.
Looks perfect. Now still not out of the woods because of the 10 ball. You know, if he can kill this, that's what he wants to do. Doesn't want to go back, have to stun back and forth. I don't think he can go back and forth with the top English. He'll fall forward towards the top part of the table. So maybe he has to kill this or like dead center English back and forth with the cue ball. Okay, he killed it, and I like that play. Hard to tell sometimes how the guys are going to shoot the shot.
Well, those little cut shots down the rail like that, he had a decent angle on that, so you kind of want to make sure you don't come out too far to give yourself a hard shot on the 7. So yeah. Got to be careful here not to get too straight on the 9. Wants an angle to come off and shoot the 10 in the same corner as the 8.
Yeah, I don't know if he catches the second rail here. Maybe just one rail straight towards it. Well, like you said, he's going to need it to settle.
Well, he's going to want it to stay on the rail then. There you go. Now you can come out.
Well, first look at Justin here on the stream table this week. Looks pretty comfortable. Of course, he's still in the event like all these guys, so they're playing well.
3-2. Keep in mind, we have the Arizona Open coming up January 2nd through the 15th. This is the last event of 2021, and all the points lead up to the Predator World 10 Ball for invites. The win one, you get an invite. You're in the top 6 points, you get an invite. And then we'll also have the Las Vegas Open, which is the same format, March 23rd, 26th, with the Predator 10 Ball, World 10 Ball, the 28th through the 1st, I guess, of March. There's usually a day in between the Diamond Las Vegas Open and the Predator World 10 Ball. Gives us commentators a day off, Jeremy, in Vegas.
Yeah. Well, the players too.
The players too, yeah, they need a day off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, these guys will work hard on Saturday especially. They'll get here at 10:30 and they'll play till the final will be at 8 o'clock at night. So they'll spend some long days in the pool room. All right.
Well, there's not always bad kisses on the cue ball. Even though he broke dry, that looked like a friendly kiss on the cue ball, like he was drawing it back in that corner, that upper left-hand corner.
Not sure the one goes by the 3. Will he play the combo or will he just play safe?
Combo looks tough. But,
yeah, it's
but playable though.
Well, the cue ball's going away from the top of the table, and the
not
one
a
ball's
lot,
going to stay there, but not a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, when you're close to it, you can hold it up pretty decent. It's just a touchy shot, So I don't know if I play this combo or not. I was looking at the 1 off the 8 and dropping below the 2. Oh, that's a beauty here. Really nice.
Well, he challenged him to use a jump cue there, and it's only about 3 inches in between the balls.
Yeah, he's cut him off big time. If he doesn't have the 2-rail kick by the 6, which I don't think he does, this is tough.
2-rail kick underneath the 4.
Between the 4-5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it, George.
Yeah, he's measuring that right now. For you guys out there that like to buy DVDs, and Rodney Morris does a good explanation of how to measure that 2-rail kick on his DVD, Rocket Science. I say that because they filmed that at my house.
Oh, wow.
I had him and Lenny Marshall over there for a week. Got to play with Rodney and on the table at home, and nice hit. It was a fun time.
I'm sure. I don't know if Lee can reach over the table being right-handed and shoot that, but I think he's going to go offensive, whether he's got to use the bridge or not.
Got to get you over there sometime, Jeremy. I've had John Schmidt there, Rodney Morris at this house. At the other house, I've had Earl.
Oh, wow.
Earl came over and played perfect one pocket.
Nice shot there.
Played better than any human I've ever seen.
It sounds like Earl, that's for sure.
Well, at the end of the session, he says, I played pretty good, didn't I? Loved him. It was fun.
I don't know if I go 2 rails here, just 1 rail. Could go around the 7 if you wanted. But
Would you consider bumping the 8 to hold it?
I don't want to have to shoot that far away if I don't have to.
Well,
yeah, I think you can get by it. Yeah.
Just like that. That's nice. That's real nice. Just something like that.
And he's still got a little work, though. I'm not sure if he's dead straight here. But with the 9 being there, he's got to be concerned of drawing the cue ball off the 5 a little bit, especially because he'll be going towards the 7-8. So I would love to draw above this, but he's a little hampered and get that 2-rail top English angle off the 5 to get to the 6. Well, that was nice cueing there. Draw short side here, George?
Mm-hmm. If it's straight back, yes. Otherwise, I'll drive back to the rail and come out for the 6 in that corner on the right.
Yeah, I don't think that angle
works.
It's getting you like the middle diamond, right? It's not going to
that's
bounce
where he's
to
going.
the other side.
Then I draw short side.
I think short side. And again, he's trying to figure out a way to not play short side, but a little more experience, you might say, hey, short side's not too bad right here.
Mm-hmm. It looks like it, like you said, it comes to about the middle diamond if he draws it straight back.
Yeah. And I think he can cheat it to get a little past the middle diamond as well, like going maybe.
Oh, no, he can come up higher than the middle diamond. He can go all the way to the first diamond. He went straight up. It's going to work out.
A little straight, so he's going to have to play from underneath the 7, I think. Maybe able to squeeze it out, but I don't know if that's necessary. That's kind of risky.
Yeah, when Rodney was there, we played some of that Saratoga quite a bit. He liked that game. You ever played that game with him?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a fun game. It can be fun.
No, they have a tournament up in the Northwest, I believe.
Wyoming, in Wyoming, yeah. And he goes up there and has that. And,
this kid's pretty solid. I know,
yes,
30, but 30 years old. I say kid, but fairly new to the rotation world, pool world, actually.
It seems to handle his nerves pretty good.
Yeah, I'm sure, you know, probably more nervous than some of the players because of a new atmosphere, you know, the last however long he's been doing it. But I'm sure he's competed in the 3 cushion, so probably has some tournament experience there.
He'll probably want to go to the rail.
No, I think he's got to.
Yeah.
I don't think the angle
With the draw, yeah, I like
allow
this.
him not to. Nice stroke there. A very, very relaxed delivery, which is going to bode well for Kang Lee, and now going to be 3-3.
To tie things at 3, and we'll take a break. Be right back. And we're tied at 3 in this Ohio State Championships environment. We are at the Ohio Open in Wilmington, Ohio. Kang Lee to break on the hill, racing to 4. First set. U.S. Pro Billiard Series, 4th event of the year. Cue ball. Will he come up enough for a shot? I don't think so. He's going to have a slight jump. You can't tell. Looks like a slight jump.
He's got a little piece of this,
Does
maybe. It's close. Well, if the 8 wasn't there, I think he could definitely get to the right side of the 1, but maybe not with the 8 being there. And with the 2 over the side, he's got to be very careful where he rolls out to here. He doesn't want his opponent to have to make one really good shot to end this rack. I like rolling out up there myself.
Well, you know that's going to give him a choice. And really, where do you play safe to from there? Because he does not have an offensive shot there. So that'd be a great push out up on top.
Yeah, he could push out even more so to the left, leaving like a head-on 1-3 combo that you're never shooting from that far away. Now, the one thing he's got to worry about here, it's not that much worry.
Might shoot at the 10 here.
I was going to say, can he go through the 1 and track towards the 10 and bank the 1 back down? Maybe not.
Oh, I see. I see what you mean.
You know, not clip it, but they go through it.
I got you. I got you. You know, it's funny. A billiard player taught me how to aim, like to go to the 10 ball. He says you draw the line from the 10 ball to the bottom side of the 1, and you aim at that spot with the cue ball, and it takes you in that direction.
At the bottom side
Yeah.
of the 1.
In other words, you aim at the bottom side of the 1 from that line here. In other words, right to the 10 ball.
You mean going through it?
Going through it,
the
yes.
ball?
When you're going through it, and that's how the cue ball will come out.
I don't know if he's called anything. I think he's trying to just go behind the 10, banking the 1 by the 3. That's the shot I see for safety. Oh, he went through it all right.
Just like that.
Yeah, and that's the one offensive shot or game winner I thought may be considered. Now, what do? You edge the left side, bring the 1 out in space, try and bring the cue ball all the way back down to make the 10.
Well, the problem here is if you hit that 1 ball and bring it down table, you're going to pay a heavy price if you don't
bring
make
the
something.
cue ball down table. No, I'm saying just hit like half the wall 1. You don't want to thin the 1. Then you're selling out if you miss, right? You want to hit about 25% of the 1 ball and maybe track the cue ball at the 10, right? I mean, you could try to go rail first, I guess. Looks to me.
He's calling the 10.
I think he's got to shoot the 10. He's a 3 cushion player, right?
Yeah, so but he can only see.
No, he's got the left side.
He's got the left side of it?
Oh, yeah.
Then, he should be able to come down and
well, I mean, it's not easy, but I think you got to shoot it, right?
Yes.
Oh, he hit it sweet, it looks like. Man, what a hit here from Kang Lee to end set number 1. Wow. Great shot.
Great shot. We'll be back with set number 2.
Now we're going to continue on.
We're going to continue on.
John Lehman, who had questioned the call on the 10, but Justin Martin reconfirming to our referee.
That he called it? I watched him point it out, yeah. I watched him point. So here we go. Set number 1 in the books. Set number 2 starting off. First time we've gone to without a break there, which works great for us. Keep you guys in tune.
Tell you, if you just look at the room, you get a vast color of red throughout one side of the room, and then back in the left, you get a vast color of blue here. So,
is Ohio Buckeyes red?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't say.
That's
really
a good look at the room,
Wilmington, much about the Ohio State Buckeyes. But yeah, it's a funny thing. Yeah, Columbus just right down the road here from Wilmington. Okay, changed the break a little bit. Nice pop.
Oh, look at this. Yeah. This is going to set up pretty. Oh, that 4 ball just set him up.
Well, you notice how he didn't smash him from the side like everyone else has been doing. He put a nice little pop on him, and he got great results.
Nah.
Yeah, just keep it simple here. Again, the 3's very open, right? So you can run the ball off the 2 a lot of places. Don't feel like you have to get back to this side of the table to play the 2. That may get you in some trouble. I like him knocking the 1 in and just coming straight across and cutting the 2.
Sure.
Coming 3 rails around the 8-10 and
sure.
play the 3 up in the corner by the 4.
You know, he's looking a lot more solid than he looked when he played Sharik Syed on this table. And he's getting more opportunity, too.
Well, Justin played pretty solid set right there.
Sure.
I think both guys played well. Oh, he got a lot of
9 ball.
So.
He's okay.
Yeah, he's good.
Well, now he doesn't have to go around. He can just play the 3 to the opposite corner pocket.
Yeah, the 2's laying against the point a little bit, so I think he still may run the cue ball. Oh, he's hitting downward a little bit. The tip's raising up a little bit. Yeah, 3 rails around with a little flick. Oh, he kind of hit too much ball. Very lucky to even escape, to be honest with you. You know, you got to remember, it's almost like coming out of those corner pockets. When the ball hits and you hit it thick and it hits the rail real quickly, it's going to hydraulic a little bit.
Okay.
Kind of stall. You know, we talk about balls down in the corner.
Right.
You have to come out very smooth with a thin hit.
So you call it hydraulic, I call it kill. It's going to kill a little bit off the rail.
Yeah, it's going to, spin basically, yeah. You know, like they say.
It's not going to grab. I got it. Yeah, no,
yeah. Only reason I call it hydraulic is because it's used in some like trick shots where they say I'm going to make the cue ball hydraulic pass the side. You know, with the top English. You know, from an angle it really doesn't really do that from. But you know, Justin looks like he's prepared to take on a super thin cut on the 3.
Well, the line says he'll miss the 8-10 and the 9. He can stay right between both balls.
Man, I'll tell you, this is tough. He could easily bank the 3 down between the 9-10 and go to the rail and bump the 4 for safety. I don't blame him here at all. A lot of times this kind of shot, when you do make it, you lose speed a little bit and he may end up below the 4 going up and down the table.
Yeah, from that camera angle, this ball looks a lot easier. Oh, he caught it, but he's going to be, oh, maybe not. Does the 10? No, he's good.
Yeah, he's all right. And you're absolutely right. Once they gave us the overhead there, that made it look like
a little
much
easier.
more
Yeah, much playable shot.
Playable shot, huh?
Yeah, at first it looked like a real steep, thin cut, and then the overhead came aboard, and all of a sudden it looked like, hey, this is real doable.
Nice shot there. I like what he did there, not really trying to get much closer to the 7 and add an inside English. He just mainly went with a straight high ball. Should just follow to the side rail and back out.
I like shooting that shot with that inside English like that. Now let's see, here's a little angle that they can read that we can't from the booth because we're looking at the monitor, was to see if he could come out for this 10 the same way. It looked like on the monitor, I thought he might have to just stop it there and take it in the corner. And the first game of the second set goes to Justin Martin, 22-year-old out of Wilmington, North Carolina.
Well, there you can see our dates for what's coming up in the early part of 22. Early January. It looks like the West Coast in the early part of the year.
And keep in mind those points. Those points can make a big difference to these two players. Because remember we talked earlier in one of the matches where the top 6 players in the rankings get a free invite to the World 10 Ball. If you already have an invite then
that filters down.
That filters down.
Yeah.
So especially Kang Lee being ranked 16, if he can advance in points and get close to 11 or 12, that might mean he gets an in.
Well, yeah, and
that could well mean that.
That'll change dramatically after this event, and then the next, like you said,
Correct.
in Arizona, and the Vegas, the Diamond Vegas that will lead into the World 10 Ball.
I don't know if they'll use that because it's so close to it.
I don't see why they
It's
wouldn't.
just it's 3 days before. How do you invite somebody that might be across the country?
Well,
but he's going to be there for it anyway.
Yeah,
so,
that's what you would figure.
That's what you would figure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, they can do the math. It happens in all sports to where you're attending knowing that, if things don't go your way, you might not get in.
Might not get in.
Yeah,
but then
exactly.
don't expect if they do go your way, you might get in. And
yeah,
so
absolutely. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So
it's a little bit of a gamble, but the good thing about it is that the way the setup is the World 10 Ball is the second week. So you get to play in a great event regardless. If you don't squeeze in there, you don't squeeze in there. But now, one thing I did see, and I hope he's okay, John Lehman seems to have a little, like a little bit of a limp going on as he's getting around the table.
He told me he slipped on the tile and twisted his knee.
Wow. That's unfortunate to hear because, he stays on his feet and twist your knee and, you get our age, sometimes that might take a little bit to heal.
In fact, one of the viewers, my buddy from Tucson, pointed it out. He says, is John Lehman limping? So I asked him, and he goes, yeah, I twisted my knee.
Yeah, this looks tough here, this rollout. I'm trying to figure out what you do. Of course, you want to cross it over, but really it's about crossing it over to make it, it looks like to me. It may go into the 8. It may go in off the 4. Need to apply maybe a hair of inside here, George, maybe just a skosh. Yeah, he's just got the tip of hair on the left. Yeah. We talked about that cross corner earlier in another match.
We did.
It doesn't want to turn over on the slick felt like it does on your pool room.
Yeah, it's funny how it'll turn on the pool room, and then sometimes you hit it just, I guess it's how you hit it or what English you hit it with, it won't turn.
Well, that and they're keeping the conditions prime here as far as, brand new set of clean balls every time for this match. And that'll keep, what turns it over is friction, right? And anytime you clean them, just get a little less friction.
Things to consider. He says, I want to take my time here.
Yeah, I guess the 2 goes by the 9 and the side. The 3 doesn't pass the 8, it doesn't appear, or the 4. So a lot of work for Justin here, not only on a long 1 ball, but to get through this rack.
He might be moving the 8 ball here.
Yeah, I think he's coming backwards, I think.
Oh, he did come backwards. Awesome. Good shot.
Yeah, and I still don't know exactly where he's going from here, though. Maybe playing the 3-8, and maybe the 3 squeezes by the 8, but it sure appears not.
Well, he's looking at it right now.
Okay, if you're going to play the 3-8 and you can't get any closer to it, you want to draw back and be a hair above it. Meaning if you can't get just like straight in on the combo where you're looking at it, straight in the face, you want to be a little above it. Yeah, well, he went way above it. So this tells me he's not shooting this shot. Just banking it down, going into the 8 with the cue ball, maybe?
I think he's going to try to get behind the 8. Go to the rail and come over.
I think he loses the 3 if he tries to do
that.
Does
he?
Yeah.
Okay.
You'd like to do that with a high ball, but with a high ball, he's going towards the corner. So like a stun maybe to get behind the 8, George?
I'm not sure. I can't see how he's aiming this.
Yeah, I thought it was a scratch all day.
Yeah,
That's
all
why I
day
said
long,
with a high ball, it
Yeah.
looks like it's scratching by the 8. And now the 3 just need to be up a couple inches and the shot's on, but where it was, it looked tough.
I thought with a high with high left it would have come over, or high
That's
right.
what he put on it.
That's
high
what he put
left.
on it, and he still scratched.
Like a 1-pocket shot
Yeah,
going
exactly,
behind the ball.
exactly.
It was just a little too low.
Okay.
The 3 was just a little too low.
Well, the big opening for Kang here, because this gets him even in the second set, and he just needs the second set to put him away. Justin has to force the shootout.
Yeah, he's just got to dodge the 7 here, coming down the table. Of course, not really hitting it. Hitting it isn't the biggest deal. Getting behind it, I guess, could be the biggest worry. That's perfect speed there.
You know, this young man just seems to be getting a little more solid and more solid every time I watch him play.
Well, he's pretty much always hitting balls.
Mm-hmm.
Saw him in Vegas a lot. If he wasn't on an available practice table, he was at one of the booths hitting balls.
Yeah, and he was also, but here he's been on the bar tables with his coach. They've been hitting trick shots and throw shots and things like that.
I'd like to see who his coach is.
I'll point him out to you. He's sitting over by the Predator booth over here. That's not him sitting there, but he's been there quite a bit.
All right, should just stay between the 9, 10 here. Don't have to get real close to the 8. The 9's over the side. So just nice cueing on the 7 is fine. I wouldn't try to go 2 rails here myself. He's raising the tip, so he's stunning 2 rails. And I don't know, he's going to be cueing maybe over the 10. Really surprised he just didn't pinch draw the ball and lay just somewhere in between this 9, 10.
Yeah,
like I said,
I agree. Instead of going back and forth there.
If you look at how easy the 9 is, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how simple is everything from over
there.
here? It's
Sure.
a lot easier to make those decisions if you look ahead a little bit.
Well, you've heard me preach about the middle of the table, and
yeah.
If that side pocket is anywhere close to where I want to hit the rail, I'm going to find a different way to get to the middle of the table.
Right. And all the old wise players
Sure.
always have talked about the center of the table with the cue ball.
Well, I might be old, but I'm not wise, so thank you for that.
Well, you can pick one or the other. You can't have them both. Okay, you can't have your cake and eat the ice cream too.
Oh man!
Oh no,
well,
that's
remember
not how it goes.
at the Rio they had that good cake machine. Remember?
Oh, I taxed it a few times.
Yeah, I know you did.
Okay, he's not cutting it. Looks like he's aiming kind of full, but I guess he's got to be cutting it.
I think he expects to spin it. There you go.
All right, so a little flick in the side here.
Let's see if he goes 2 rails for position here, which I like.
Yeah.
Just cut it with a little flick in the side, a little bit of left, not too much left. And come just past the 10 from the left rail.
He's going to get a little thin on the 10 and a little further away than he wanted, but
yeah,
should be okay.
Well, he needs this to tie it up. He needs it regardless. He'll learn you.
Yeah.
Tied at 1, Kang Lee. We're here at the CueSports International League, BCA, USA League, Pool League, Ohio State Championships. This is the U.S. Pro Billiard Series, event number 4 for 2021, leading up to the Predator World 10-Ball Championships in 2022, March of 2022 in Las Vegas.
Well, look what side of the table he broke from, and look
And
where
the balls
yeah.
are. And he may
He's
have
got
a shot here. He's got a
yeah.
shot here.
And the 2 does go in that same pocket.
Can he hold it up on top, above the 3?
No, come around for the same pocket as the 1, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think the 2 does go by the 6.
It does go by the 6, yeah.
Maybe he's looking at the safety. Maybe he doesn't have enough of the 1 to be able to make it. Because he just kind of laid the cue behind the 4 like he may try and edge the 1 and move the cue ball around. I thought for sure he could make the 1.
Well, for those of you out there watching, he's got 60 minutes to decide. You got 60 seconds. I'm sorry, 60 seconds, not 60 minutes. After the break, and after that, you have a 30-second extension. But you have 30 seconds to get that shot off. There is a time clock. And there it goes. Letting him know he's getting close.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. I saw a little kiss coming, and
yeah.
there it is.
Ah, well. This could be an opportunity for a 3 foul.
Playing a really good 3-cushion player?
Yeah. Well,
I'm just saying it might be tough.
When there's balls in the way, but, you know.
I liked what he's doing
well,
here. I mean,
I didn't think he had that.
I wouldn't have wanted to have to place the cue ball in there myself. I would have asked John, could you please put the cue ball here?
Yeah, well, John will watch here to make sure it's not a push.
Well, he'll be shooting away, so he would have to go out of his way to try and foul
it doesn't look like, wow.
Yeah. He didn't get there for shape, though. I don't think, anyways.
You know, when he first placed it, I thought he had a good shot and a good angle to get out of there, and then he moved it a little bit, and it changed that.
Well, he kind of hit down on the ball, like he was trying to hold it up, where I thought he would maybe level out and go to the rail and back over.
He's calling the 10 ball.
No, he's played safe. He's just pointing there where he wants the cue ball. That's all.
Gotcha.
Man, it's come out just a little bit, not too bad.
Can this ball just be kicked into the left-hand corner pocket? Is that not enough space there?
No, I think it's close.
Because the 6 ball stops you.
Here. I might go rail first and try, even though he can see a little piece, and he try and nip it and just let the cue ball come across. Yeah, like this.
Like this?
Wow, he got more out of it than I thought.
Was there a rail?
Yeah, the 6 hit a rail.
Okay. Pretty straightforward.
He's not going to be too upset with that, even though he's left a shot.
No, you can't be there. As you can see, folks, in the background, there's the teams from the Ohio State Championships, BCA Pool League and the USA Pool Leagues.
Oh,
this
nice
is their state
there.
championships.
Yeah, he just had to take on rolling it. Couldn't hit it with much speed, just didn't have much with the cue ball. Wasn't going anywhere pleasant. So a little funny here. You know, the 4's easy, right?
Yeah, just
So,
try to stop it or
yeah,
just
don't
follow.
force the cue ball.
Just
you
make
know.
sure you make it.
He's overcut 2 of the exact same type of shots. And I think they were both the 3 ball.
Well, he's wearing a red shirt, so he must see red okay.
Well, it was in the game number 1 of this set where he was going to make a nice out, it looked like, to open and overcut the 3 to that same pocket as well. So Justin Martin now in a perfect position to get a lead. And the one thing, you know, I haven't seen Justin in a long time, and you know, he obviously takes it serious. He's in great shape. He's been working out and practicing a lot. But he has made a change, like I talked about. The only thing you have to, you know, be conscious of is, of course, we want talent and comfort to meet technique. You know, that's kind of like how you do it in sports, right? And you just got to make sure that technique doesn't overcome natural and making yourself comfortable. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, that's why you see a lot of greats in all sports. They have techniques in mind, but they never lose what comes natural to them as well. So, got to make sure you're not doing too much when, you know, trying to be that robot like we talked about a little bit.
Well, as you watch Justin and compare him to Tyler Steyer, the technique seems to be about the same. They're pretty close.
Yeah. Now,
to a certain degree.
No, absolutely. But if you look at both of them, doesn't that technique seem to come more natural to Tyler than it does to Justin? Justin seems like he's holding his body in position.
Actually, you're right.
You know,
exactly.
Instead
That's
of it just flowing in position for Tyler.
I'm going to have to watch Tyler, but does that have to do with the foot position?
Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. And
Yeah.
it could be with a little bit of what I saw from Justin a few years ago, you know, that wasn't exactly like this. Hey, and listen, he's doing it for a reason. He's trying to improve. So there's always merit when you are trying to improve, but you just have to make sure you're not, you know, like I said, getting a little too machine-like.
And keep in mind, he's coming from the left side, so I don't know if that makes a difference, but that just kind of struck me in the head. But he got the lead he needed.
Yeah, it's kind of like you brought up something a moment ago, the stance. Right. Well, the stance says that the right, you know, in a textbook, that the right foot toes go perpendicular to the left foot. Right foot is stable. The left foot points towards your target.
Right.
Well, if you really do that, if you really point the left foot towards the target, you get a lot of uncomfort on the inner part of the knee. So usually the left foot actually is a little three-quartered across the line.
No,
you're the
being
front
left-handed,
foot. Let's say the front
okay,
foot.
You got me there. Yeah, because I was thinking the left foot. Wait a minute, my left foot's off to the side, and my front foot's this way.
Right.
Exactly.
But you're right. If you do this, and then they're square, there is actually a lot of tension in the inner part of the knees. So that's why this one gives a little, and that one gives a little. It's not exactly textbook for most players.
Right. And that's where I think that difference was seen in the stance between Justin and Tyler is. Tyler's looks more natural.
Right.
His not so much, and might have to do with his feet. When we take a look at it from the side, I'll be able to. I can see his. Well, you can. Here's a good shot right now.
Footwork means a lot.
Yeah, actually, the left foot is out.
Yeah, it's out a little bit. It's going across, and then the right is actually pointed.
They're actually pointed in a little bit.
Well, pointed to the right of your target, which is opposite of most, actually.
Yes.
So, but also, did you see the feet move on the break there? Looks like the 5 is going to get past the 3, and he's going to get a great shot on the 1. Okay, it doesn't appear the 2 passes the 8. He's hitting a high ball here. I guess he can kill it for the 2 in the lower left. Yes, he can. And is he going to be able to get to? Now, the good thing for him is the 4's over the pocket. So even if he gets a nice thin cut on the 3, that's not bad. So if he can stun between the 9 and the 8, I don't think he can follow and open the 9 up. I think the camera's fooling us here. He's got to kind of go between them. Yeah, that's a good camera angle there. That shows it's really hard to get into the 9 with the cue ball. Yeah, good shot.
Well, you can't see the top part of the 3, I don't think.
Still got to think here, though, because the 6 doesn't pass the 10. So he can't just get anywhere he wants on the 4 to make things easy. The 6 doesn't. Now, would you bump the 6 here?
Looks like you can make this.
Yeah, I thought so. Would you bump the 6 here, maybe? Makes things easier. I know that.
He did.
Yeah, that makes things a
Opened
lot
it up.
easier. Yeah, because, again, the 6 didn't pass the 10. The 6 didn't go on the side by the 8 a moment ago. So it was important that he got good on the 4, unless he opened the 6 right there.
Yeah. Now he just goes 2 rails for the 6.
Yeah, he's got a nice, he'll have a nice shot to come around. Oh, that's got to slow down. Not saying it's a big deal, but just a little thinner than he wanted and stretched. Just wraps the corner here, George.
That's all he has to do. Just make sure he doesn't get into the 9, and he shouldn't.
No, he should cue downward on this ball. Oh, he's hitting that pretty high ball, so he's got to be putting some right on it. Watch out for that corner. 2 rails.
Yeah, 2 rails.
He just made sure he wasn't ever hitting it hard enough to scratch. Good play. And that's a preference thing, too. Do I want to roll it in, just coast up the table? Do I want to wrap the corner and catch the 3rd rail?
He should wrap the corner here, too.
Yeah. Now, this is the one, make sure you're smooth coming out of there. You could kind of arc the cue ball a little bit if you put a lot into it. Well, he got down here a bit further than he wanted.
Looking good to send this to a shootout. This is going to be game number 3 for him. The score would be 3-1 if he closes this out. Watch Kang jump out of his chair since he's right down the line of fire. That wouldn't be good. Mika Immonen sitting right next to Kang, watching. Intently watching.
Yeah,
Mika
well,
was.
we got a little funny here. Got a little angle. So if he's going to go forward mildly, just got to pay attention to it. Should be okay. Nice shot.
Nothing moved except the cue there.
Yeah, he's
Good.
a steel box, that's for sure.
This is for 3-1, and we'll take a break and be right back. Justin Martin breaking for set number 2 to send us to a shootout. It'll be the first one we've had today. We've had 2 matches, and neither one gave us a shootout. Torsten Homan and Miško Fortunski. Torsten winning that 4-2, 4-2, and then Oi over he, and he won it 4-3, 4-2. Things look a little dry in Wilmington, Ohio, here at the Roberts Center. Long combo here on this 1-3 if he decides to shoot it. Would you just roll that cue? Can you roll that cue ball right up on top of the 10?
I think that's the shot here. This combo to me looks funny. It is shootable for sure. You can shoot it, I think, avoid the 10 and come across, but I like the drag shot laying him behind the 10 here. Oh, that's not a bad play either.
That's
really
pretty experienced play. I like that little stunt shot there. He just
really
fell forward. Nice shot.
Now here, got to recognize the 2's locked up, George. So maybe a mild kick at this one ball, right? You know, you don't have the 2 rails with the 7 there. So you just kind of got to go 1 rail at the 1. And oh, he's going to get it somehow.
He's going to get a rail.
Yeah,
look at
1,
this.
2,
what
3
a shot.
rails
3
at
rail
bent,
kick.
clipped the 1 and got a rail after. So.
Think that was intentional?
No. He was smiling a moment ago.
Okay. He's still smiling.
Yeah, we caught a little eye contact. I know Justin a little bit, so. Yeah, that's where you tell him you got to call your shot.
Yeah, now if Kang shot that shot, I might think it's intentional. But
right? I'm wondering what he was going to do there. Just, I guess, probably play a safety on the 2 ball is what I'm guessing.
Yeah, if he comes over there, if he gets below the side pocket, he probably just pushes the 2 ball and tries to hold him behind the 4.
Hard not to go for this cross side, right? I mean, I know you could pinch him up.
Well, with ball in hand and taking whatever bank you want, would you bet on that bank shot?
I would.
So would I. Not very much, but I'd bet on it.
Yeah.
I'm capable of missing any bank shot.
Okay, now it looks like he's maybe thinning this ball behind the 9-10, or just thinning it period and going behind the 8. That's a touchy shot. Pretty touchy, I tell you. He's got to have good speed, and the thing is, you got to go a long ways to get behind the 8, but then you can't go too far or else you come past the 8.
Is that ball spinning? Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
nice shot there.
Nice shot. Well, let's see how his 1 rail kicks are.
There's no guarantee there at all.
Or will he 2 rail kick it? He could 2 rail kick this with, well, yes, he could.
No, I like it. Yeah.
With speed and put him behind the 10.
Yeah, you could hit the top. You could end up going up behind the 9 with the cue ball. A lot of good things could happen. You're not going to kick very hard, and you're definitely going 2 rails into the ball. Not the 3rd. You don't want the 3rd rail here, unless you're kicking firm. That's the shot I was talking about. Hit the top, maybe.
There you go.
And come across.
He's trying to make sure that's not froze. If it's froze, it's going to be tough for him.
Yeah, well, you just, yeah.
You have to trust the cue ball to get a rail when you hit it.
Yeah, well, I don't know where. How's the cue ball going to get a rail without really going to another rail? The 10's in the way. I'm not sure how else you could get the rail. Like, that's no good.
That's not going to do
Unless the 10 got to the rail.
And it did.
Did it?
Yes, it did. It got to a rail, John.
Well, that's a pretty good shot.
He might as well just go off this 2-ball, and can he? He's too far away from it to get behind the 4.
Yeah, he can't dig on it.
Yeah,
He's
he
going
can't.
up table, I think. I'm not sure where he was going with it, actually, but
Tree topping him. Oh, the treetop worked.
yeah, now King faced with a tough combination, but one he should shoot at. Got a very open center of the table to track the cue ball if he wants. Could roll it, I guess, because the 2's going to come up a little bit. I kind of like shooting it with a little more
A little
speed.
firm,
Yeah.
to kind of feel more comfortable with it. Yeah, I totally agree. Well, Kane's got to get this game in the next 2.
He decided to play the safety. Watch out for the point.
Sure, he was trying to hit the rail above that.
Yeah, for sure. Just hard, though, to just use that one ball out in space. You know, that's kind of a shot you would shoot more often when there's no other choice.
I like shooting at the combo like you mentioned.
Yeah. Now, can he tear out the 10 right here from underneath? That's what I would like to do. Oh, I thought he'd shoot that in the side and come to the bottom rail and try and bump the 10 open, because the 9-10 is a very difficult situation.
Well, maybe he wasn't thinking that far ahead.
Yeah.
Because they usually have to do that. Some players don't. They see 2, 3 balls. And with this guy's talent, I doubt that he sees that, you know, he only sees 2, 3 balls. I think he would have recognized it.
Yeah, and it may have been a little too thin in the side. You know, maybe that shot wasn't even available. I kind of just thought it was. So now the good thing is he can play off the 5 into those balls, the 9 or the 10 with the 6 hanging. So he'll want a little 1 rail angle right here. That's perfect.
And come right at the, see, he's looking at moving it now.
Yeah.
And it looks like the 9 goes by the 8, but I wouldn't want to be shooting it up by the 8 anyway.
No, and this shot here now, you don't want to totally baby it, but don't crush it. Don't feel like you got to murder it. If you get contact on the 9 or 10, it's probably moving away plenty enough. Yeah, nice shot.
Justin doing a good job here. Send this to a shootout. Needs these 5 balls. Gets good on the 7. And there's no reason he can't run these out. Uh-oh, he's not good on the 7. As they say from my neck of the woods, no bueno.
Yeah, he could have done better, that's for sure. That
Sure.
last little revolution got him to where this is a playable shot. Now I wonder if he's going to play it with a hair inside. It kind of wants to go that way and catch the, you know, side rail, in rail, and back up, or if he's just going to go straight high ball. Oh, nice shot.
He
But
got
you-
bueno.
Yeah, you saw straight high was taking him to this side of the table a little bit, though, so we'll see what he can do on the 8.
I can see what he doesn't want to do with this 8. Doesn't want to miss it and doesn't want to scratch in the side.
Looks like he's going ahead and attacking, coming past the side with the cue ball. Nice shot.
If this does go to a shootout, which these 2 balls, pocketing these 2 balls should, we'll take a little break and bring you right back for the entire shootout. I tell you, this young man, Kang Lee, I've watched him shoot the spot shots. He was impressive. I haven't seen Justin shoot him, but we will soon. We'll be right back. Here we go. We're back with a shootout, folks. 4 innings. They'll alternate sides. Look on your screen there where it's checked up on the upper part of the table. They'll shoot the 10 ball that's spotted just below the spot to the lower corner pocket. And the highest score wins after 4 innings. If they are tied, they back the cue ball up 1 diamond and do the same thing and go into sudden death. And Justin won the lag, so he will go first, or has the right to go first and choose sides. As you can see, he's picked the left side to shoot at first.
Cueing downward like a center ball, it looks like. Yeah, again with the draw and the outside spin.
And there's Ozzie Reynolds behind there, standing right behind there when they showed the crowd. CEO of CueSports International. Kang Lee to shoot his first spot shot.
Yeah, and pulling the ball out makes me think he's going to hit more of a high ball, which you and I have discussed. I think we both like that.
He shoots this exactly how we discussed.
Yeah, just maybe a quarter tip of outside.
This cue ball comes around perfect, 3 rails.
Oh, a little quick with the transition there.
Well, I'm surprised. He was very smooth yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before yesterday when he Sharrock in their shootout? Very smooth. That wasn't so smooth. But I like the way he shoots it, the process.
Yeah, I think the percentage-wise, you're going to see the guys make it more often with the high ball, but that doesn't mean that has to show up, and it doesn't ever have to show up, really. I mean, these guys are so great.
Justin's moved out here.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be interesting to me to shoot it 2 different ways from 2 different sides. You know, from that, now he's cueing downward. I think he's shooting it basically the same way. Better delivery that time, but, you know, you're hitting down on the ball. You have an angle on the cue, right, with the outside spin. You're dealing with deflection. You're dealing with throw. And to be honest with you, this has got to be the most nervy part of the match. The shootout, right?
I
So
definitely agree.
I like simplifying the way you're going to shoot it.
I like simplifying that, and I like practicing this shot.
Well,
I mean,
yeah,
especially
absolutely.
when you know you're coming into this format, and it's not only once, but this is the 4th time now in 2021, and you should have been practicing this. Whoa, I am surprised.
Well, like we talked about earlier, or you brought it up, I think, how players from one day to the next can have, just play perfectly,
exactly.
and then the next day struggle a little bit.
And he looked so much better yesterday shooting this shot. In fact, earlier today, he was hitting balls, and I sat there and I spotted it for him. He made like about 6 in a row. And looked very smooth doing it.
All right, looks like he's sticking to. He's gone through some shootouts already. Maybe not this event, but he's been through a couple. And it's been the same overcut every time. And guess what, Justin? It's not just you that seems to overcut that ball
with that type of a shot.
Exactly,
Yeah.
with addressing it
Yep.
and shooting it the way he is. So.
Well, you know, as you said, he's using left low English. He's coming down on the ball. What does that do to your cue ball?
Yeah.
And you know better than I do.
And it curves, right? So.
Yeah. So it opens it up and it makes for the overcut.
Yeah. Well, now Kang can really, it's in his own hands. He makes the final 2. Not much Justin can do about it.
Open bridge this time.
That was much cleaner transition, I'll tell you that.
Well, the pressure is on Justin. He misses this ball, and it's over for him.
That's right.
Even though he's going first, he won't have to shoot.
Yeah, and we haven't really seen this scenario.
No, we haven't. So for Justin, he's already in sudden death. If Justin makes it, Kang gets to shoot. If he makes it, he wins the match.
Oh, that was smooth.
Yeah, John's limping pretty noticeably now, isn't he?
Yeah, it's gonna. If he sprained his knee or twisted his knee.
He twisted his knee, slipped on the tile. Slipped on the tile and twisted his knee. So we feel for him. Hobbling around there. He looks like Chester from Gunsmoke. Hey, Mr. Dillon.
Another Gunsmoke reference. I've had like 3 this week.
Have you really?
Yeah.
We watched the reruns.
Well, so still alive.
Well, they're going to back it up.
Yeah, they are.
Tied at 1 at the end of 4 innings. They'll back it up 1 diamond. This doesn't get easier from here, folks. That backing it up makes this shot, I think, twice as hard.
Yeah, definitely harder, and I don't think you'll see Justin now cue down with the outside English. Maybe. Quite possibly, but most of the guys that even shoot it from the diamond up, when they go a diamond back,
he's still doing it.
Tend to level out. Yeah, I see that. Well, he made his last, right? So that may give him a little false confidence. Yeah.
I just, you know, after watching him shoot so many successful shots and as smooth as he was, I just want to say I like his chances here. I like Kang's chances here of making this ball.
Well, Kang, you know, when you're hitting the high ball, right, you'll notice his misses have been thick.
Mm-hmm.
So that means the transition's a little quick. The ball isn't cutting that well, just because you tend to slide it away instead of rotating the cue ball.
Now keep in mind there is a 30-second shot clock on this shot too. As you heard the clock winding down there for Justin. It'll wind down here too. There it is.
There it is right. Kang Lee will knock Justin Martin out of the event. We'll have another great match soon.